This is the third in the series of stories, but this one is about the central character, you could say. It's about the German raider, Skiff 28, the Michel. When the Germans took over Poland in World War II, they captured the Danziger shipyard, which is now the Great Gdansk shipyard. It's the main place they built their U-boats, but they also commandeered a number of ships that were there. And one of them, what we would call the Michel, or as the British Navy called it, Raider H, or the German Navy called it Skiff 28. It was a merchant ship, but it was fast. It was heavily equipped with munitions. It had a seaplane. It had motorboats which could cover 3 times the speed of its own ship, and the motorboats were equipped with torpedoes. It was an extremely dangerous and successful raider. Its captain was a man called Helmut von Ruckschel, who was an Oberleutnant in the German Navy. In the First World War, he had reached the rank of U-boat commander and was actually accused of being overly aggressive, and he was on a list of officers the Allied powers considered to have breached the laws of war. In World War II, he was recalled to duty in what was called the Kriegsmarine, which is the German Navy, and he was given the command of an auxiliary mine layer. But eventually, he ended up with the Michel. He was one of the most successful merchant raider commanders. He served as captain of 2 merchant raiders, both of which sunk a lot of ships. But he was ruthless in the execution of his duties, and after the war was convicted of war crimes. He was the subject of one of the first war crime investigations undertaken by the British Admiralty. Their argument was he had continued to fire on vessels once they were sunk and people were in the water. He was tried in Hamburg after the war, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, where he died of a heart attack in June 1948. Now, he sank a number of ships as the Michel, one of which was the Gloucester Castle. Another one was the Arabistan, which we will return to. In his period as captain in 346 days, he sank 14 British and Allied ships. And his story links the 7 stories we will be sharing.